Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about how to plan and execute an offer campaign. This week is all about staying on track here in the land investment world. I'm going to approach it from a data / task standpoint, and how are you going to approach this, Jill? Because I know we do stuff differently.
That's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
We do things very differently. Now then, I'm going to talk about the touchy-feely part and how that all works out.
Okay. I know we do stuff so differently.
Very differently. So,
Which
yes.
It should be celebrated. You're right. It shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, does she get it or not?
What if we were both exactly like you?
That would be terrible.
Or both exactly like me?
That would be better.
Thank you.
Than my first option.
Thank you.
This way's the best.
It's best.
Before we get into the topic today, though, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landacademy.com online community. It's free.
Okay. Bay asks, I have sold a property for seller financing 2 months ago. I told the buyer that I'm okay with him using the property to build his house while he is in the financing stage. 2 weeks ago, the county emailed me and called and said that the buyer has built an illegal shed without getting any approval. I contacted the buyer and asked him to tear down the structure, but he always finds an excuse to postpone the date and was not being responsible. The county was also getting sick and tired of excuses, and they decided to have a hearing next week regarding this issue. They informed me that I will take full responsibility as a property owner. Therefore, I told the buyer if he's not going to act on this by Friday, I will hire someone to tear down the building and bill him the costs. He's mad and said that he will tear down the building by the end of the week and walk out on his land contract and walk out of this land contract. Number one, what kind of paperwork do I need to send him to document the situation since he's violating the building code and opt to terminate the contract? Does this require both parties to sign? 2, he has just paid the down payment. If he is the one decided to terminate the contract, do I have the rights to keep what he paid? And 3, can I end the contract right away without giving him any default period? Thanks in advance.
So this is hard to answer this question, Bay. This is a great question. Mm-hmm. Bay's been with us from the very beginning, by the way.
Almost. Really, really early on, yeah.
I'm glad to see it's working for you. If it was our contract, if you use the one that kind of gets circulated that's loosely based on the one that we use, he's in default by the fact that he's breaking the law.
Right.
So in our contract, we have like multiple places it says you can't use this property in any way that's out of compliance with any type of local, national laws, any of that stuff. So that, and then if you're 1 day late on a payment, according to our contract, which it sounds like this guy is, it automatically terminates. And it says right in the contract, our contract, we don't have to do anything. Right. We don't have to give you notice. You don't have to give me notice, but it terminates. It's voidable or voided.
Exactly.
Do we execute that way? Almost never, unless somebody's being a pain in the butt like this guy.
Yeah, so we have 16 outs. Yeah. Basically, to make sure that everybody is doing. The bottom line is the guy should be doing the right thing. He should have done it the right way. Contacted the county, make sure maybe it has to be a site-built structure, and he just rolled something up there. It could be as simple as that. Mm-hmm. So,
but I know what Jill would do is this. I think she would call a county, make friends, and say, "Look, I'm in a situation. I understand. I'm taking responsibility for this, but I need you to be a little bit patient because I got a rogue guy out there.
Right.
So, and I'm working on it, and we'll get it done, just so that they understand that.
Isn't that nice? Yeah, because really, you're telling them as a property owner, you do care.
Yeah.
And you are working on this. Hey guys, give me some time. I'm trying to make it right. Because at the end of the day, everyone wants whoever's using the property to love it and enjoy it and pay their taxes.
Yep.
So if he's trying to love and enjoy it and he's doing it wrong, let's work on that. So.
I'd be interested to know, Bay, if you can send an email, what county this is. I don't want to tell the whole planet about it.
Right.
But because usually these rural counties don't care.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a infill lot somewhere that everybody drives right by and they see it.
Jill.
Because most of these properties, especially large acreage out in the middle of nowhere, it's going to take them years to say, oh, what's that over there, kind of thing. And then who cares at that point because they've already driven by it 80 times.
We've said this on the show a few times, well, many times over the years. This stuff's all complaint driven. The county responds to complaints. They don't drive around and look for issues.
Good point.
And especially in these rural counties, they're just not staffed for that.
Good point.
So somebody is spilling the beans. Probably some neighbor that just doesn't want to have a new neighbor.
Exactly. I think you are 100% correct.
Do you think we covered it?
I think we did.
Today's topic, how to plan and execute an offer campaign. All this week, it's staying on track in your land investing career. This is the meat of the show. So I put this title in here because I just implemented, because I'm filming Land Academy 2.0, I, of all people, got tired of doing a weekly, monthly mailer.
Right.
So I implemented one where I only have to do it once
for like 90 days or something.
Yeah, it's actually a quarter, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I want to talk about today. You can pull data and download tens of thousands of records the way that we have it all set up. I think it's caps at 10,000, right?
No, 25,000.
Oh, great. Okay, so
like
I'm
a
not sure
month.
how many I pulled,
Or a
but
poll, I can't remember. Yeah.
and then I broke it all down for the people at the offers to owners to make it easy. So I scrubbed all the data one time instead of a bajillion times, which is way, way easier in Excel. And cut it all up into weekly Wednesday releases. Mm-hmm. And then I just forgot about it for like a whole quarter, which is, and then shoved a new date a quarter ahead in the calendar that says, hey, you're out. Mm-hmm. You need to go do it again for the next quarter. So I'm literally doing 4 mail campaigns a year.
But they go out weekly.
Yeah,
so just to kind of break it down a little bit. So what that means, and it's so much easier too sometimes, because when you're going in, say you're going to send an offer, you're going to do a mailer campaign and send offers to all the 5-acre properties in X county. Instead of remembering what you downloaded, because some of our members I know have gotten confused. They're like, oh gosh, did I pull the 4.8 to 5.0s, and then did I do 5.1 to 5.4? You have to keep track of it. You could do a whole big chunk, and that's kind of what Stephen did. Like maybe, you would pull like the 4.81 to 5.11, whatever it is. So you're staring at 20,000 records. Great. And so you can you're doing less downloads and making it easier on yourself. But you don't want to spend all the postage all at once. You don't have the time to answer the phones all at once.
Yeah, because you'll just get slammed.
Exactly. You're not ready. You don't have all the acquisition funds to do them all at once.
Exactly, Joe.
But you know that I could send out maybe 3,000 a week or every other week. I know my business, I know my life, I know what I can handle, and that's about it. So you download all these records at once. You go through the whole thing of scrubbing, doing your pricing, doing your due diligence. If you're looking, maybe you're even you're a little further along, so you're looking at APN schemes. You got to price this area a little bit different from this area. So you do all of that at one time. Maybe spend a weekend on it. So this is the Stephen way. That way, you've pretty much gone into your, we joke about going into your dark hole for the whole weekend with your sandwiches and getting this all done. But then when you come up for air, now you're done.
You're done.
And you just say, okay, now I've all done. I've got all this great. I have all this data. It's all ready to go. My mailer's great. Now I'm going to send it to offers to owners a week at a time. And you could even just say, have all your emails kind of ready to go and just say, I'm going to send this one on this day, send this one on that day. And then it's all budgeted out. You know what you're spending. You have an idea what your call volume's going to be. I mean, talk about easy. And that's what Stephen did.
That's what this is all about, making this easy on yourself and on your staff or whoever's answering the phones. I wouldn't recommend doing this.
It really is easier doing it that way.
Don't do this the first time you're doing a mailer, maybe even the first few times. Get used to using the data. Mm-hmm. The other thing that's really helpful here, and if you've been in this business at all, you know that it's really tempting to buy 100 properties in one place really cheap, but it's hard to sell them. It's not hard. They'll all sell eventually.
True.
But you don't want a bunch of like-kind property all at the same time. So you can download multi-county mailers this way.
That's
you
true.
can say, I want to do it in XYZ, Arizona, all the 5-acre properties in XYZ, Arizona, all the 8-acre properties, 8 to 10-acre properties in XYZ County, California. And because the way the data comes out with RealQuest and DataTree, depending on what you're using, or Title Pro, it all comes out consistently. So here's the key. This is the takeaway from this. If you do 10 downloads, just copy and paste it all into one master and scrub the data that way. You don't want to scrub 10 data files. You'll be there all year. That's the beauty of this. And then cut them back all up depending on how you want to do it.
How you want the mail to go out.
You could jumble them all up so 5% of each county goes out every single week.
I think that would be cool. And
it's not hard.
Or I would even do to make it easier if you're new. I would do like week 1 is this, week 2 is this, week 3 is this, week 4 goes, like maybe you have 3 different sets. ABC, 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 so for consistency.
Exactly.
And then you know when the calls hit, okay, this week it's, here we go. Here come the Colorado calls. Okay, next week's going to be the Arizona calls, and next week's going to be the California calls.
So from the time you submit, and this is pretty universal, the time that you submit a completed data set, your mail merge to offers to owners or anywhere, it takes about 2 weeks before it hits people's doorsteps. Mm-hmm. So all you have to do is absorb that 2 weeks one time with my concept here. Mm-hmm. And then you just make sure that it's constantly coming in. Mm-hmm. It works.
It does.
We're having a live event, right?
Where we
cover
I'll
this.
be there.
I mean, we're actually, everybody who comes to this thing, I'll be there too.
Yeah,
actually, I'll be in the front of the room.
Hello. I love you look at me like, right? Never mind, it's scheduled and there are still spots if you are listening and you want to do it. It's not a secret. Go to landinvestorslive.com and you can find the details there.
And the actual people that are there, we will complete a mailer by the time you leave.
That's the goal, man.
The mail merge will be completed.
You will. That's the thing. You will be peer pressured. If you don't think you're going to be doing a mailer while you're there, you will be peer pressured into doing a mailer. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
Why would you not do it when this is the whole thing? That's why I love for doing this. Have you, Stephen, standing there, blessing a mailer, looking him over with everybody. And that's why we're keeping these groups small too. It's the coolest thing on the planet that you will be right there saying, yep, that's good. Do it. Here it comes.
So please come with the basic knowledge of Excel. Mm-hmm. And please, if you don't know how to type between now and then, learn how to type.
That would be helpful too. I love it.
I just lost our script. I'm going to be really honest.
Oh, I can help you. Do you want me to help you?
I got it.
Okay.
Oh.
I can help you. Well, you've done it again. You've wasted, another 10, 13 minutes listening to the Land Academy show. Join us next week where it's, or next day, tomorrow, where it is buy property, same day, buy the property the same day the seller calls. How's that sound? And we answer your questions posted on our online community found on landinvestors.com. It's free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
Good thing I can ad-lib.
Yeah.
While you're scrolling up and down.
You know what that means, really? What it really means?
What?
Is I probably have to do some editing after this.
That's okay. Last time I checked, you're pretty good at that. Can you edit?
I can edit.
Okay, good. Share the fun by subscribing on iTunes or wherever you're listening. And while you're at it, please rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.